Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farhana Binti. My metric number is B06191021. My final year project is about factors affecting the utilization of fintech in online business in Malaysia. Abstract. Online business is a business channel that actually use fintech in their business and is very important nowadays in developing country because it's follow the current of development on with developed country. Therefore, the study needs to identify the factor that influence the use of fintech on online business in Malaysia. This study consists of one dependent variable that is the use of fintech and four independent variables that are performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, and facility condition. Using a quantitative study, cluster sampling technique was used to distribute questionnaire to 370 students at University Technician Malaysia Melaka to an online survey. Firstly, I will talk about Chapter 1, Background of Study. This research is on factor influencing the use of fintech on online business in Malaysia. This study of mini research was conducted among students at University Technician Malaysia Melaka, which consists of the younger generation of students who actually use the shopping platform in this daily life and run an online business. For example, the use of fintech such as Wallet, Touch and Go, Boost, and many more fintech-related applications nowadays. Also, we know the application fintech such as Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, Alipay, Shopee Pay, and WeChat Pay are just a few most popular mobile payment applications. And then the largest e-wallet platform in Malaysia is Grab, Pay, Boost, and Touch and Go. Okay, I will talk about problem statement. Okay, online business is nowadays have become popular as people start shopping online using their smartphone and the internet. The fact that online business provide a wide range of information and service as well as convenience to user without being limited to the constraints of place and time. And therefore, is about studies state that business to the internet is more preferred among the younger generations such as students and professionals because of its convenience saving time and money. Also, due to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, which forced customers to use fintech in the payment of their goods online as well as customers also need to increase their knowledge of this method of using fintech. With consumers trying to understand fintech use of the online business they will use, it is hoped that mobile payments platform service will provide ease of understanding either positively or negatively. Fintech loan and traditional lender in mortgage the market is 20% faster pre-application process without increasing loan risk. Online business can make fintech loan to reduce internal distributions. Mortgage market as traditional lender charge more to minority for mortgage purchase and refinancing and fintech algorithm discriminate 14% less than face-to-face lender. Okay, other than that, I will talk about research question. The researchers determined four research questions in the studies. First, does the use of fintech provide performance expectancy for online business in Malaysia? Second, does the use of fintech provide effort expectancy online business in Malaysia? Third, does the use of fintech provide social influence for online business in Malaysia? And finally, does the use of fintech provide facilitating condition to online business in Malaysia? Okay, research objective. Okay, in this research, there are five research objectives to be figured out. First, to investigate the factor influencing the use of fintech on online business in Malaysia. Two, to study the relationship between performance expectancy and the use of fintech on online business in Malaysia. Third, to study the relationship between the effort expectancy and use of fintech on online business in Malaysia. And four, to study the relationship between social influence with the use of fintech and online business in Malaysia. And five, to study the relationship between facilitating condition and use of fintech for online business in Malaysia. Okay, in last to chapter 1, research significance. Students also spend most of their time with the internet and in online business to shop for goods. Researcher, the finding of the study can help researcher gain a better understanding and knowledge of the use of fintech on online business and student make purchase indication while shopping online. As a result, researcher can replicate study of fintech use of similar online business to see different in different business or area. Okay, then we will go to chapter 2 is about literature review. Okay, first the factor influencing the use of fintech on online business have four: performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, and facilitating condition. Okay, first performance expectancy. about security, privacy, and blockchain transaction control are some of the challenges that online business that are certainly using fintech in business by blockchain market. Technological advance with the use of fintech in the national economy can be enhanced to achieve the well-being of the people to realize better economic life. Also, that online business and user database are kept very secure as they are linked to various stakeholders, including government and private institutions, to enable various transactions carried out easily, safely, and efficiently using only fingerprint scan. And then two, effort expectancy. Fintech is an application used by online company that only use the internet to create financial transaction and financial delivery system more efficient service. Also, artificial intelligence offer regulator and policy make a useful idea or method to increase the potential of interest to customer value while reducing risk to financial stability. And then third, social influence on the degree to which an individual still reads the interest of other belief he or she should use a new system and also they can influence other more broadly and include family, sibling, mentor, customer, competitor to use this fintech. Also, about facilitating condition, adequate infrastructure, appropriate skill, and sufficient resources will influence people to use fintech at ease, facilitate transactional activity in business, and then predict that fintech is likely to change the way financial operation include trading in stock, bank lending, compliance, risk management, stock trading, insurance, activity, and payment. Next, we still at chapter 2. Then I will talk about critical development. The Unified Technology Acceptance and Behavior Intention Theory without model framework is one of the models developed to explain the use of technology. This theoretical framework is believed to be very sensible for conducting research on the use of fintech in online business. Some show about 14% clearing power when its validity is checked in the business sector. The without model show almost 17% clearing power in addition to providing many predators. Moreover, hypothesis development. The independent variable for the study include performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, facilitating condition, while the independent variable are the factors that influence the use of fintech and the purchase of goods on online business to students in Malaysia. Okay, they have four hypotheses. First hypothesis is about performance expectation has a positive impact on the use of fintech in online business. Second hypothesis is about effort expectancy has a positive impact on the use of fintech in online business. And then third, social influence has a positive impact on the use of fintech in online business. And lastly, facilitating condition has a positive impact on the use of fintech in online business. Last about chapter 2 is about conceptual framework. They have independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variable is about performance expectancy, social expectancy, effort expectancy, and facilitating condition. Dependent variable is about factor influencing the use of fintech in online business. Now, we go into chapter 3 about research methodology. Okay, research design. This research is designed based on a quantitative approach developed from the framework of previous researchers. This case study and hypothesis testing are used as the purpose of the study to describe the characteristic of respondent or phenomena to identify cause and effect relationship between variables. Population and sampling have two. First about sampling design and then two target population. Okay, firstly, sampling design. Probability sampling method is more appropriate compared to non-probability sampling method because only university students, especially from University Technician Malaysia Melaka, UTM, were selected. The sample size for this study was determined through the use of the Quiji and Morgan. The corresponding sample size for a particular population of University Technician Malaysia Melaka UTM student is about 10,000 and based on the table 370 cases were appropriate for this population. And then two, target population is about target respondents selected as student of University Malaysia Melaka UTM. Okay, instrumentation and measurement have two. First, questionnaire design, and then two is about measurement scale. Okay, firstly, questionnaire design is about the researcher has made a questionnaire that contains three parts. Okay, part A is demographic information, and part B factor influencing the use of vintage in online business, and part C is about without factor. Only demographic segment that use a nominal scale for the survey and variable will assess using a 5-point Likert type scale will indicate by 1 strongly disagree, 2 disagree, and then 3 neutral, 4 agree, and 5 strongly agree. The questionnaire was then distributed using probability sampling technique to the respondent. And then 2 measurement scale is about in the study a nominal scale and a Likert style weighting scala were used to measure the study questionnaire. Furthermore, data collection procedure and statistical technique. The researcher decide to provide a self-administered questionnaire to the respondent using Google Form. By using Google Form, we only take a minimum respondent and they are also easy to answer questions without any difficulty. Used in this study is the statistical package for the social science SPSS, which is choose SPSS because it is capable of taking data from almost all types of files and using it to generate reports such as table, chart, and plot of distribution and trend descriptive statistics. And it is also capable of conducting complex statistical analysis. Researchers can obtain data related to mean, standard deviation, regression, hypothesis testing, and many more things easily using this SPSS software. Finally, we almost end of this chapter 3. Okay, it's about data analysis method. I have three. First, reliability and validity of research instrument. And then second is about Poisson correlation coefficient analysis. And then third, multiple linear regression analysis. Okay, first is reliability and validity of research instrument. A reliability test is a measure of the extent to which a measure address different structure and provide a reverse score. Internal reliability is the degree to which a measure is error-free. Validity refers to a research tool that measures what is to be measured. In the process, validation includes collecting and analyzing data collected from respondents to assess the accuracy of an instrument. 2. Poisson correlation coefficient analysis. Poisson correlation coefficient is to use measure the covariance between the dependent variables that are the use of interests that affect online business and the independent variables that are performance, expectancy, affect expectancy, social influence, and facilitating condition. A correlation of 0 indicates that there is no relationship between the variable. In fact, its value cannot be more than 1 or less than 1. Okay. Third, multiply linear regression analysis. Multiply regression is being conducted to identify the independent variable, performance expectancy, effort expectancy, social influence, and facilitating conditions that are most affected again the dependent variable on the use of vintage in online business. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.